This program was made possible through funding from the Rhode Island Council for the Humanities.
One morning last week, I received a newspaper clipping from a friend in Providence. It was a brief announcement to the effect that a Providence resident, a Mr. Irving Anstey, had just been appointed assistant manager of the Paris office of a well-known American biscuit company. Now, I read the notice with some surprise, not so much for the fact that Mr. Anstey was selling soda crackers in France, but that he was selling anything at all. Somehow I had supposed him dead long ago. 10 years earlier, when I had been in daily contact with Mr. Anstey, he had always seemed in perilous health. He once told me that if he lived through the week, he would confound a score of physicians.
Miss Sinclair!
Yes, Mr. Anstey?
And I believed him. Apparently, he had been confounding his doctors for more than a decade, and I read the news of his continued activity with some pleasure. For in his own way, Mr. Anstey had once been kind to me, and had even at one point conferred upon me a peculiar, if somewhat transient, distinction.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to WEVB, broadcasting from the heart of beautiful downtown Providence, Rhode Island. The time is now 15 minutes past 7:30. Tonight's big story is the devastating flood in Ohio, brought to you by Buick. We'll get to that story in just a moment, but first, your local weather report. It's been sunny and mild here in the Ocean State, but our WEVB forecast calls for a cooler ass of mare sweeping in from Canada. So, don't put those sweaters away just yet. And, speaking of keeping cool, wouldn't you just love to be the proud owner of a Kalamazoo Frost King refrigerator? Are you afraid you can't afford to own one? Well, no. With a new low price of just $179 and an easy payment plan, you too can buy a Kalamazoo Frost King for your home. Believe me, folks, this king-size refrigerator is large enough to seat all the nudes of your family. Pardon me. It will suit all the needs of your family. On the national scene, the University of California will require loyalty oaths from all faculty members beginning next semester. Senator Joseph McCarthy of Wisconsin has been a strong advocate of such oaths. The incompetent senator... Excuse me. The incumbent senator will be running for re-election in the fall. In financial news, this was a less than spectacular week for investors. Trading ended on Friday with Wall Street storks dropping 21 pints on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Folks, has arthritis pain got you down? Have you tried Dr. Lyon's Arthritis Relief Formula? My grandmother uses it, and she says it works just swell. Dr. Lyon's Arthritis Relief Formula. For more inflammation, be sure to read the label. Sad news for the Nutmeg State. Senator William Comstock of Connecticut died yesterday. Funeral services will be held at Trinity Church in Hartford. Entertainment will follow at the cemetery. Correction, internment will follow at the cemetery. Another big win for the Boston Red Sox last night at Fenway Park, although it did take 11 Indians to beat the Cleveland Indians. You know, folks, locally baked bread is fresh bread, and What Cheer bread is baked fresh every day right here in Little Rhodey. Tell your grocer you heard it on WEVB radio. Remember, for the breast in bed, it's What Cheer bread.
Miss Sinclair?
Yes, Mr. Anstey?
Tell Mr. O'Hara I want to see him before he leaves the station.
You mean Mr. O'Connor?
I mean Mr. Breast in Bed, and I mean before he leaves the station.
Yes, Mr. Anstey. Mr. O'Connor,
Miss Sinclair, I want to apologize. I am really very, very, very sorry.
No, Mr. O'Connor, no, that's not necessary. Anybody could make a mistake like that. But Mr. Anstey would like to have a word with you before you leave.
Oh, boy.